Hello, my beautiful family. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Otobongsmart and you're welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'll be answering some frequently asked questions about the Schengen Visa application. If this is something you're interested in, please stick around to the end. So some months ago, I posted a video on how to apply for a Schengen visa via the Embassy of Spain. And in that video, there was a step-by-step guide on how to do that. Also how to apply for travel insurance if you needed one. I've also posted a recent video on how to also apply via the Embassy of Greece. They are kind of similar, just slight differences. From these videos, I've come across a lot of questions that people have asked, and I just thought to bring them up and treat them in this video. So these are like questions that people ask frequently, and I just want to answer them just to clear the air. People have sent me DMs, some people have sent me emails, and I've done well to respond to them. Some comments I have tried to respond, and some probably I did not see it on time or something, but I'll try my best to make sure that I respond to everybody if they happen to send any messages. All right, and you can also drop your questions under the comments as well, and I'll see what I can do. So without wasting much of your time, let's get right into it. The first question I have here is, someone actually said, my employer emailed the letter to me, and I'm guessing this is talking about the reference letter from your employer. So my employer emailed the letter to me. Can I use the printed copy, or I have to pick up the original copy from the headquarters? The answer to this question is yes, you can print out from your email. You don't have to, have the original physical copy from your company. So if they send you that letter via email, you can actually go with the printed copy. The main thing is that there's a contact on that letter. It's on a letter-headed paper and it's duly signed within the time frame that the embassy has given. And if they need any more clarification, they can always reach out to your company, your HR, or whoever, whatever contact you have on that letter. So yes, you can print out from your email. Now the second question I have here is about the travel insurance. So in my video, I had suggested the use of a company called CoverWise. That is the one that I used. You can feel free to use any other company that offers travel insurance, but I use CoverWise and I am still using them. That is what I actually put in the video. So people came up with questions like, CoverWise does not cover up to 30,000 euros for a year. How did you do this? Well, the Schengen visa, all of them require that you have travel insurance up to 30,000 euros. That is about 25,000 pounds thereabout. So if you're doing any travel insurance, it should be able to cover up to 30,000 euros. So equivalent should be about 25,000 pounds and some, and some pence. So I think people actually did the mistake of reading the CoverWise medical insurance cover amount wrongly. That is what I observed. So if you go for the standard package, medical insurance cover for the standard package is 200,000 pounds. I'm going to show it on my screen now. 200,000 pounds. So I guess people have just been misreading that as 20,000. So they come up with questions like, oh, CoverWise does not cover up to 30,000 euros. So please, whatever insurance you're using, not just CoverWise, whatever insurance you're using, just make sure that you choose a package that amounts up to insurance cover of 30,000 euros or the equivalent in pounds. All right. And the next question I have here, someone actually asked, do I have to book for a conference or something to prove to them why I want to visit the Schengen region? Now, you're applying for a short stay visa, and mostly these short stay visas could be for business, it could be for anything, but the one I actually showed in my video was a tourist visa. If you have no business in the Schengen area, what is taking you there is not business, it's not work related, it's not anything other than you just visiting the country to see how the place is, then you have no reason to, to book for any conference or anything. You just need to apply for a tourist visa. Tourist is tourist. You can enter the country and go wherever you want to go within the period that they have given you. So you don't need to prove anything that you're coming to do anything other than tourism. Yeah. Okay. And the next question I have here is, my passport expires in August and I intend to visit the Schengen area in around June to August. Will it be accepted? The requirement for your passport, validity requirement, is 3 months from the date of return. So your passport must at least be valid for 3 months from your intended date of return. So for example, say you're returning back to the UK on the 6th of August. 3 months back from the 6th of August should be the validity that should be shown on your passport. Anything other than that, well, something happens, that would be on you. So always make sure you have 3 months from the date of your intended return from the Schengen area. All right. Next question is, and this was particularly from the Spain video. So someone said, if I apply for Spain, can I travel to Greece straight when I receive the visa? It's very tricky. The answer is yes and no. Let me start with no first. No, because on every Schengen state's website, it is stated that you must first enter through the country where you applied from. I even said that in my video, the Spain video. This is what all of them say on their website. I'm particularly going to read from the BLS International website for Spain now for you to see what they have to say. So it says here, under their FAQ, it says, can I apply at the Spain Visa Application Center if I want to go to Rome or Paris? I can arrange for bookings accordingly. So the answer to that question, it does say, if you plan to apply for your Schengen visa at the Spain Visa Application Center, your main destination and maximum period of stay in the Schengen states must be in a Spanish city only. And they now went on to say, this is like a follow-up question that says, is the visa valid only for Spain? So they tried to explain that in the answer. So the answer says, the Spanish consulate issues visas for Spain and for the other Schengen states. The Schengen visa issued by the Spanish consulate gives access to 26 Schengen countries in total. However, the Schengen visa application will only be accepted by the Spain Visa Application Center if Spain is a country of the maximum stay. Should the duration of the stay be the same in the several Schengen states, Spain must be the first point of entry if making an application at the Spain Visa Application Center. So this goes on to explain what the rules are. This is what is applicable as written on their website. But on the other hand, yes, in quotes, this is just judging from other people's experiences. It's not a fast rule. Yes to that question, because I've had friends, not myself, I wouldn't do that. I am a very, loyal, straightforward person, so I don't like jumping queues or, going above what the rule says. But I've had friends who have traveled to other Schengen states using visa that they have collected from other Schengen states, probably applied to go to France and then they just fly to other countries and they've allowed entry. And I've also heard stories where people got rejected at the border in some Schengen states. Example, Germany. And another thing from what I've heard, it also depends on the immigration officer that is checking you in. So they could actually, say, you applied to Spain, why are you coming here first? It's their discretion. But nobody knows what's going to happen there. If you want to try your luck, you can try your luck. I did not send you. I did not send you. So if you want to try that, you do that at your own risk. I naturally would follow what the embassy states. The next question I have here is saying, applied for multiple entries and included other countries. Do I need to show my flight reservation for other countries as well, or just flight reservation for the country I am applying for? For this, the answer is yes and also no. Now it depends on the situation. If you actually are planning to, visit other Schengen states on that multiple entry visa, you can decide to or not to include that in your application. You can decide to make the flight reservation and the accommodation reservation and add that to your application. I mean, it kind of makes your application stronger because you've been able to prove to them that you're serious about your travel and you'll be coming back, you'll be going in and out during the time that they are going to give you. To be honest, if you actually do that, I've seen friends who have done that and they end up getting like a longer stay on their visa, So considering the fact that you've provided evidence to the embassy that you'll be, visiting here and here and here, this time and that time and that time, and I mean, you can spread it out through a number of months, and if they are generous enough to give you a longer stay, that works. That does not work. If you want to put it, fine. If you don't want to put it, it's still okay. So that's that. For the next question, someone actually said, what if I have a friend to visit? Do I need to book for a hotel as well? There is no problem having a friend to stay with. I mean, if you're visiting a friend during your tourist visit to this country, there's absolutely no problem. But if you say you're doing a tourist visa, you did not mention that you're visiting a family or a friend, and there's no letter of invitation from this friend or whatsoever that you are coming to visit them, there's no point for you to bring in your friend at this point. It's always easy to go straight forward. You say you're going for tourism, show them the hotel reservation. Like I said, always make reservations that you can cancel. Free cancellations are the best reservations to make, and also reservations that allows you to reserve to a certain date before they charge you, or reservations that you can pay at the property. That way, once you get your visa, you can cancel this reservation, and if you have wherever you want to go and stay, you can always go and stay there. But don't bring your friend into this tourism parole. You'd have to give enough proof that this person invited you and they are able to take care of you, offer you accommodation, take care of you while you're living in their house. So to avoid all that, just straightforward, book hotel, and that's all. So I have another very interesting question that says, does the letter I got from my school or my employer cover my spouse as well? The answer is no. It is not covering anybody except you. So if you're working or if you're in school and you get a reference letter from your school or your employer, that letter just covers you, yourself. If your spouse is going to be traveling with you, they also need a letter from their employer or from their school if they're a student. Now you have to know that every Schengen visa application is treated individually. So you're not going to apply using one form and say we're applying for family. You can book appointments to do your biometrics as a family, and they can put all your applications together and treat it as a family. But every single member of your family would have to fill an application form separately from yours. So whatever document that is being provided for yourself would also apply to every member of your family. Next question is also an interesting one. People always ask, should I keep the required amount in my account for 3 months? The answer is no. So for example, you need to show £1,000 for proof of funds. What they need to see is £1,000 as your closing balance. The other thing they need to see would be the inflow of cash in the account. It's money coming in, it's money going out. They don't need to see one stagnant account like that. That is why it's always advised that you use your salary account if you're working, so that they can see that, oh, this is where your salary comes in and goes out. It shows more, credibility that you're working here and you're coming back. Actually, which leads me to this follow-up question. which says, when do I start printing my bank statements? Now, from the date of your biometrics, just take it as that is your day of application. 3 months backwards from your day of biometrics, that is your application date. So you're going to print 3 months worth of statements starting from that date. For example, your application date, your biometrics date is 21st of March. You're going to print from 21st of March to 21st of February, that's 1 month. 21st of February to 21st of January, that's 2 months. 21st of January to 21st of December, that's 3 months. Or if you want to do it this way, you can print 1st of December to 31st of December, that's December, that's 1 month. 1st of January to 31st of January, that's 2 months. 1st of February to 28th of February, that's 3 months. And then you can now print 1st of March to 21st of March, which is the day you're going for the biometrics. And that is just to show your closing balance, even though it's not up to a month. Remember, you've printed December, January, and February. You have your 3 months already. But within that 21 days, that's from 1st March to 21 March, you need to show your closing balance as at the time of application. So you just print those extra days just to show your closing balance. Okay? Next question is, how long does it take for my Schengen visa to come out? Now, most Schengen states do give 15 calendar days. That's approximately 2 weeks. It can come before then. I've seen people who've gotten it in 3 days, 5 days, 10 days even. If you have all the documents intact and you're not from a country that has been blacklisted, you're sure to get your visa within those days, 15 calendar days, including non-working days and weekends. So just count 15 days from when your biometric dates start, and you should get your visa within those days approximately. If you're from a blacklisted country, it might take longer because they will need to do their checks. Another question is, how early can I apply? So you can apply not more than 180 days before your intended trip, or at least 15 calendar days from your intended trip. If you have a trip to do in 15 days, don't gamble. Give a little time, okay? Maximum is 180 days, that's about 6 months. So you can apply 6 months before your intended travel date, or 15 calendar days at the minimum. The last but not the least question I'm going to be taking today is the question about single entry and multiple entries. I need to explain to you what they mean by single entry and what they mean by multiple entries, because people always get confused. When you receive your visa sticker on your passport, you need to check to see if you've been given a single entry or a multiple entry. Usually, I always advise that you apply for multiple entries, but they can decide not to give you. So always check your visa sticker to be sure if you were given a single entry or 2 entries or multiple entries. If your visa sticker says single entry, it means that you can only enter the Schengen area once for the period that you have been approved to enter the Schengen area. So for example, you've been given a 2 months visa for the Schengen area. You can only go there once within that 2 months. That is single entry, just once. You can just enter and leave, that's all. If you're being given 2 entries, that means you can enter twice. So you can go and come back and go again and come back within the period, the validity period of your visa. If you've been given multiple entries, it means you can go there as many times as you want. You can go there 50 times. So far it's within the validity period of your visa. So if you were given 6 months, and in that 6 months you decide to enter the Schengen area 50 times, you are free to do so. That's the multiple entry. And I've seen Schengen visas that is being limited to just one Schengen country. I think in 2021, my husband applied to go to Greece. We were in Nigeria then, and when the visa came out, it was single entry and he was limited to enter only Greece. They actually stamped there on the visa sticker, Greece only. So he was not allowed to use that visa to enter any other Schengen country. So my beautiful family, when you get your Schengen visa, always look at the sticker and make sure you read it properly to be sure that you have certain privileges. If you're not sure about what the sticker says, you can always, check it up on Google. All right, so that's the farthest we can go today. Like I said, if you have any other questions about Schengen visa applications, and if there's anything that you need to clarify at all, you can shoot me a DM or an email. And also you can drop your questions in the comment section, and I'll try my best to make sure that I attend to everyone. This brings us to the end of today's video. And if this video was useful to you, please do like, comment, share, and subscribe so that YouTube can suggest this video to more people. All right, so until I come your way again, do take care of yourselves and have a beautiful week ahead. Ciao, ciao.